Alright, in this video we're going to talk about how to fold our painted plates and put them together or assemble them into the three-dimensional color wheel. So we already practiced how to do this, how to fold it, but now it's time to do it with our actual plates. And the first thing you have to realize is this is going to be the outer or the outside of the plate. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to fold it in half. And when I fold it in half, I'm not going to worry so much about this line, you know, where the two divide, being exact, but more so that my two edges line up. So I'm going to line it up, make sure I get a nice tight fold, just like I've said over and over in the previous video. All right, so I've got that. Second fold is corner to corner. And then you are going to open it up, and we're going to take this half edge and put it on the fold in the middle. Same thing on the left side. All right, and again, I'm just going to do a second round of making sure I get some really solid folds here. Again, grab your pencil, grab something to make sure those are nice and tight. All right, once you get that done, you open it up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. This time I need to put my paper clip in the middle, but I've got to make sure that this half and this half, I have the vertical line right here, is going to be going straight down, and that my paper clip comes like this. So I'll put the paper clip in, and again, this is the outside, and again, it's like I keep saying this is like a taco shell, so we have one color here, one color on the other side. So I'm going to take my fingers, my index fingers, and again, I'm going to open up these ends, and again, I'm going to make those folds come out. I'm going to do that on this side. Index finger, make those folds come out. And you should be able to flatten this out and do a double check. Again, we should see a line somewhere in the middle on both sides. Okay, so I have done that, and I have actually done it with all 4 of my plates. And so they're ready to go. The next step is to put them in the correct order. So whatever plate you start with, I always like to start with yellow. It's kind of my starting, or my best place to know, hey, this is where I'm going to go from here. So if we look at the color wheel, we go from yellow to yellow-green to green. So my next step is going to be blue-green. So then I go blue-green, blue, blue-violet. Well, I got to put these two together. So again, these have to go like this, but they also have to attach. And this is considered my top, this is considered my bottom. And so I want to make sure to take a paper clip, and you're going to need about a total of 12 paper clips for this entire color wheel. So I'm going to put one on the top middle right here to join the two together in the top. I'm going to put one in the bottom middle to join these two right here. And this is half of the color wheel. So we're moving on. All right, so I have purple here. I'm now going to go with, okay, because I had blue violet. I now have violet, and then red is over here. So I'm going to attach these two in the middle, top, middle, bottom. All right, we are almost done. So the last one, and again, I got to make sure it's in the proper order. I'm going to go from red to red, orange. Going to attach it, just like I've been doing. Top, middle. And the bottom middle. Okay, looks good from here. But unfortunately, if I turn it here, this is not connected, these two. So this is where we have to do a little, what's called finagling here. We're going to take our fingers and just kind of gently stretch them around. And if you have to work really hard at this, the first thing I would say is move your paper clips just a little bit. See if that gives you a little leeway. Because those paper clips will move as you are putting them together. So I'm going to kind of move these around. I'm going to try it again, where I just gently pull these together. And there's going to be a little bit of stretching, and that's okay. If you're still having troubles when you do that, you might have to take your plates apart. And again, make sure that your folds are tight. So I'm able to get it right here. I had it right here. We'll see if we can get this back together. And there we go. It came together. Now, don't get frustrated if it doesn't work the first time. As I said, go back, figure out what you need to do. Excuse me, let me stop moving that. Figure out what you need to do to get them all put together. Okay, so once this is all put together, we are then going to take a paper or a stapler, and I'm going to staple the middles first. So I'm going to take this paper clip out, staple it. I'm going to go all the way around and do that. Okay. Then I'm going to hit the top and the bottom portions. And as you're doing this, you may need to do a little bit of readjusting the plates, but just be gentle with them. I think I want that to flatten out a little bit more, and I want to make sure and get it in the middle as much as possible. You notice I'm also not putting my staples right on the very edge here because it can rip, and I don't want that. So I'm going down about 1 inch on each of these. And I just had one come loose. That is going to happen once in a while. We're just about done. All right, it looks like I've got a majority of these done. Now, I've got a little bit more of an open area here than what I normally have. There's going to be, if I'd gone a little bit slower, I could have made some more adjustments. And you can see, like right here, this isn't opening up quite as much. So that's just my quick attempt here. You take your time and you're going to get much more open areas. This is what's ideal, is right here. But in essence, this is what you're going to get for your 3D color wheel. Now, the next step is to decorate this, but before we go any further, it's really, really important that you get your first name and last name on the yellow part of the color wheel. So this is where I will expect to see your name, and I expect to see your first name and your last name. And I also would like to see, or I expect to see, your period number. So put first name, last name, and period number. You don't need your bucket number or any of that, just first name, last name, and period number. And then, as I said, the next thing we'll talk about is how to decorate these to individualize them.